What if I did? What if I said? What if I looked around at everything with love? What if I heard? What if I gave? What if my hand reached out to everything with love? What if I'm a beacon of that light that shines in all of us? And what if I'm the only guide some will see? Then I must recognize within His Spirit, and it's only love. And I must be what I've come here to be. And I know the first step begins within me. What if I felt perfectly whole? What if my heart opened to everything with love? What if I knew only the truth? What if my mind accepted everything with love? What if I'm a beacon of that light that shines in all of us? And what if I'm the only guide some will see? Then I must recognize within the Spirit, and it's only love. And I must be what I've come here to be. Yes, we're gonna be what we've come here to be. Oh, Mother, Father, Spirit, guide us from above. Our sons and daughters look to us to show them love. Come, sisters, brothers, let's hold.
Begin Within Ministries proudly presents Sofa Sundays with your hosts, Reverend Dr. Michelle Zuglu and Reverend Jeannie Sovereigns. Sundays at 11:11 a.m. Arizona time and rebroadcasts on Mondays at 7 p.m. Mountain Time. Come join us on the sofa every Sunday morning. Sofa Sundays with Michelle and Jeannie. Learn more at www.beginwithinministries.com. In partnership with New Thought Media Network.
Good morning. No, my throat's. Oh, yeah. Good morning. Happy Sofa Sunday. I am Reverend Dr. Jeannie Sovereigns.
Doctor in the house.
Which is just called me Dr. J.
Oh,
There you go.
That's what I'm saying.
After my Philly roots.
There you go.
And this is Reverend Dr. Michelle Zuglu, who I used to call Reverend Dr. E because it was very hard for me to say her last name. But
She got it now.
over the last 2 years, I've learned. Yes, it takes me a minute.
Try and try again. People.
I get it.
Try and try again.
Get it.
Never give up.
Yes, we are here at 7220 North 16th Street in the lovely, hot Phoenix, Arizona, 85020. And we are at the home of Unleash Your Life Studios, which is Reverend Dr. Michelle Whittington. There's a lot of Reverend Doctors around here. So if you would like to know more about her offerings, please go to unleashyourlife.us and find out more about what she offers in this space.
It's a lot.
It's a lot. It's a lot. And you can also rent this space at a very reasonable cost. And the energy inside here is so amazing. So if you are a healer or a teacher or somebody who likes to bring together groups of people, this is definitely a space that is available to help you find more about yourself and others at a reasonable price. So that's my Yes, advertisement for the day.
And I always want to say that she does not ask us to do that.
No, we
In fact,
just,
she gets a little, like, oh, you guys don't have to do that.
yeah.
But I want people to do that. Plus, I want people to know that this space is available to reserve at a reasonable rate. Yes, and it's such a beautiful space. And a lot of us who are solo practitioners, we're doing things, have our own little classes, we might not know of a space like this.
Right.
So it's really important. So share it with everybody that it's here. It's such a great place to be.
I have done yoga classes in this room. There have been concerts in this room. The teachings, our workshops. There's so much. It's very versatile. I was like, there's a word I'm looking for in there. A very versatile
There's some
space.
kind of,
So
sounds like.
exactly. So Inky Doodle is with us again today. So if you need Puppy Church, we invite you to come on down to Puppy Church.
We have Puppy Church.
He is amazing. So my dress today actually says powered by cute little things. And that is specifically for Inky. I wore this for Inky. Yes,
All about
so
you, boo.
there you go. All right, so we're gonna get started and Michelle's gonna present, right?
Oh, I love
Love how I just told her. Yeah, that's all I told her.
Just gotta boss me around so a little bit.
Yes.
So it's just
Get us all together here.
allow the sound of the chime to bring you present, to ground you in this space. Pull it all back into yourself. Go within. Recognize the power of your being, that space within you, where you are one with everything in every moment. Recognizing love within, recognizing the joy within, recognizing your energy. Recognizing our oneness. Each of us is that very love, that joy, that peace. We are that oneness, expressing uniquely through ourselves, in and as ourselves. And as we allow ourselves to be present this morning, to stay in that space, to stay in that awareness, to stay in this moment, we are open to the teaching. We are open to what comes from us. We are open to the thoughts and the ideas that are shared, that are revealed, that are remembered. And I'm so grateful for our time together. I'm grateful that each one of us here present said yes to being here, whether in person or online, whether now in this human time experience or later in this human time experience, where there is no time. Whenever it is heard, it is watched, it is the same moment. We open our hearts and our minds. We allow it. So I let it go. Trust and know that it is already perfect in the mind of God. And together we say,
And so it is. Thank you. You.
Well, it's about time you got here for your baby duty. You better go get him. Look at him waiting back there. Poor baby, he's waiting this whole time.
Debbie doesn't really like animals.
Yeah, she doesn't like them, and we make her hang out with him. Oh, look at that.
He's waiting to take his nap.
He's waiting to take his nap. She puts him night. Oh, is that your Abby? Yes, it is. Look at the smile on his face.
He's so adorable.
He's like, I'm good now. Okay.
Exactly.
Oh,
Yeah. He's adorable.
it is.
We-
All right,
we
now
just
we
love
can focus. Sorry,
Now we
True.
can focus.
Sorry,
Okay.
True. Are you sad that Abby took him? Are you sad that Abby took him?
What is happening?
Oh,
What is happening, True? Yeah, he
oh.
does. True has a lot going on in life, though. So
True's a busy man.
He's a very busy man.
I
You know,
mean, he is, but he's doing all the things.
all the things.
And he's doing it like he's a great athlete.
Mhm.
He's a great boyfriend. I mean, I think his girlfriend would say like she's a lucky girl, and he thinks he's a lucky guy, which is a nice,
Which is a
very
nice thing,
right?
yes.
Very nice. Yeah. He's working on schoolwork. He's even stepping up at the house and making sure his sister doesn't take on more burden than he does
And
because
he
he's gone
makes
a
a-
lot.
And he makes
Yeah.
a darn good cup of coffee here.
Oh my
at
gosh! And you know
Sofa
what I was gonna say?
Sundays.
My coffee tastes like really. I mean, it's always okay, but is
Yeah.
this a different one? What'd you do? You sprinkled magic dust or something?
It was right. He made
It's
it
like
with love.
Very delicious.
There you go.
Well,
So
you guys are ridiculous.
I know.
Do
We're
we
just doing our shout out to
But I
True
will have to
Davis
say
today.
we're multiplied in joy today.
Yes.
Boys and girls.
And that is true.
I feel
Are
and
all
yes,
that
true,
I
it's true.
give returns to me multiplied in joy. That's today's
That's right. And that's how
topic.
I was saying that. I always like to try to remember to recognize our people that are behind the scenes that make all of this possible and help us to get going in the morning. We definitely appreciate you, True,
Yes.
for doing that. So
Absolutely.
anyway, I had to take on him a little.
And I so love this topic. You know, this month we are dealing with prosperity all month. And
I like how you say that.
Thank
We're
you
dealing
for
with
that.
it.
we're dealing with
We're
it.
dealing with it. Yes,
The
we are.
Prosperous Soul, we're dealing with it. We're dissecting, we're embracing, we're expanding. And it was just brought up by Reverend Cindy that, you know, how usual that here's the month that we're dealing with prosperity. And this was the month that our beautiful Edwina Gaines transitioned.
Oh my goodness.
And she is the prosperity goddess.
She was.
And
Is and was.
yes, and
yes.
so we do these topics a year
in advance.
year plus in advance,
Yeah.
which is always so amazing to me because once we look at them again, I'm always like, wow, we came up with that.
Forget about it.
awesome.
You totally forget. Like, what was
Like,
the
wow, that's so cool.
Yeah.
And so, you know, just many blessings to Edwina on her next iteration and travels. This particular soul group of people that have left the planet this month have meant a lot to me. You know, I have lost some dear friends. One, Sofa Sundays founder with us.
One of our original
Yeah,
partners. Yes.
Barb Johnson made her transition on the 7th of August. And, you know, so much love for Barb and her family for this transition, especially her grandson and her adopted granddaughter, and many of the adopted family members. A lot of people looked at Barb as a sister, a
Right.
mom, a
Just adopt
grandma.
her.
She was just really that person in a lot of people's lives and will be greatly missed. One of the other people that I lost this month was Dave, my maintenance guy, Dave. He transitioned the day before Barb on the 6th of August. And I will tell you, and anybody that ever met me has heard me say, everyone should have a Dave. Dave was my work husband and one of my best friends over the last 12 years. He knew everything about me, including my PIN number to my card. He would pick up my medication, get my oil change, and you know, all the things that you have those daily little interactions with another human being for 40 hours a week for the last 12 years. And so that was a great loss in the physical sense, but I have not lost Dave in the spiritual sense, and his daughter and I are actually growing closer. So it is with such love. My stepchildren lost their mother this month as well. We have some spiritual leaders in the New Thought Church, Reverend Dr. Michelle Wadley, who is a big forgiveness teacher. Her husband, Reverend Neil Pickerman, also transitioned this month, and Reverend Joy Fletcher, who is the president of INTA, International New Thought Association. Her husband transitioned July 31st. So when I say an amazing soul group of people have left the planet, I mean it. They made the world a better, brighter place. And because of them, my joy was multiplied. And so was everyone in this room. Okay.
Thank you for doing that. It's been a lot. It's been a lot.
It has been. And Annie's back. So happy after her
She surprised us just
Yes.
waltzing right in here.
after her surgery. Yeah.
She said she didn't want to tell us she was coming in case she couldn't do it, but
Yeah.
so it was a nice surprise. I was shocked. I thought it was you, and then when she came around, I'm like, okay, what's happening right now? So,
Yeah. And you look wonderful.
I know
my
you
dear.
would never even know what you just had.
It's really great.
So glad. So grateful. So grateful that worked out well.
Yeah.
You're on the fast med track.
There we
Yes.
go.
Really grateful.
And you know what? And I have to show off my birthday present from my dear friend, Reverend Cindy. Yes, my birthday was a little while ago, but this is the first time that we've seen each other in a bit. And it says, be careful or you will end up in my sermon.
Oh, yeah.
I just want you to be forewarned. Yes. And, my name on the back here. So I just love this mug so much. Thank you again, Cindy. I just love it so much.
That's so sweet too.
Okay, I think
So how you doing? You all right?
I think I'm good now. Yes, it's just it has been a lot. And here's the thing that I learned throughout this process, especially that first week in August, when I found out about Dave's transition. Had actually just showed up at my daughter's house in Austin with my grandchildren when I found out this, devastation loss while I'm celebrating in gratitude.
While you're having joy.
While I'm having joy. And I think we sometimes forget that we are such complex beings that we can carry both feelings at the same time.
Yep.
Right? There was no loss to Dave's experience in my life by being grateful and being with my grandchildren, right? And there was no loss to my grandchildren, that gratitude, by also having that sorrow in losing my friend. And so that has been an interesting experience, especially as a recovering alcoholic who used to, medicate all those things and not really experience my feelings.
Right.
And over the last 29 years, learning how to experience feelings that I didn't like has been an interesting development. But to be able to hold feelings that I like with feelings I don't like, that was a whole new genre of emotions, for sure.
Did it just feel like, because in my head I went right to just allow, not try to make yourself, okay, right now I'm going to do joy.
Yeah.
Right now I'm going to
Exactly.
do, but just allow whichever one wants to take
Such a flow.
the space,
Yes.
allow. Yeah, because I don't know how else you would be able to do it
And that's
without it just,
right. Right, because
Too
then
much.
it's too much control. And once you try to control feelings, forget it.
And that's what, to me, that's what sometimes can cause the desire to numb them or to stop them, because you're trying to control them. You need to some things in life we just have to allow to be. I mean, I think that's how we're supposed to do the whole thing, but I know they like to have it a certain way. And when those things seem overwhelming, sometimes I just let go. I just let go and stop
Yes.
trying to make it anything. And I have this little mantra sometimes in my head. I'll say, just go till you have to stop. Just let it go until there's a obvious hard stop or something that you have. And that sometimes has gotten me through so many things because I've not like tried to make that happen, and it just has allowed, and it just goes and dissipates and calms down, and I'm okay. So I didn't have to stop it. I didn't have to, there was no, if you let it go till it has to stop, and then if that never happens, then you go, well, what the heck was I trying to stop it for then? I never got to that place. I just allowed it to run its course and do its thing. And it's just so, that's just a different way to be, especially when these things get very painful things,
Yes.
you know?
I agree. I think that that's sometimes where we will try to control things. And, you know, anybody who has been a customer service anything knows that there are points in time where we have to control our facial expressions, right? So
I know that. You
I'm
didn't
not
know you were
talk-
supposed to do that?
I'm not talking about
I'm just not any good at it.
Yeah. I'm not talking about that part. Please continue to control those facial expressions. But you know, the allowing of our life, and going back to the topic today of joy and multiplying that joy. There's a new song that I found on TikTok first, and then looked it up and found it. And the artist's name is Blue Monroe, and it's called "Pass Me That Joy." And I love this song. I just love, and it says like, woke up this morning, I didn't know the song. I think it's my feet were dancing before I ever, moved along, right? And I'm just like, that is how I want to feel when I wake up. I want to wake up with a good God, it's morning, not good God, it's morning. And there's such a difference in how I address my day when that happens. When I am part of the joy and the multiplication of joy. It's easy math. It's not new math, right?
Not new math. You're
It's
not
not
doing
new
the
math. It's easy math, right? What we give out definitely comes back to us. It doesn't always come back from us from the same place,
Right.
right?
Right, that's
So-
an issue. If you're expecting that, you're gonna be
Right.
disappointed and you'll miss it where
Right.
it's coming.
Well, you just said the big word, keyword there.
Yeah, you don't want-
Expecting.
Yeah, knock it off.
Knock it off. Expectation, premeditated resentment. That's all you're waiting for on that case.
Well, I can explain some of this on page 21 of this thing called Jude Book, which is one of our very, very favorites. And yes, I'm having a hot flash, so I just have to fan myself
There you go.
out of this misery. But anyway, on page 21, at the first full paragraph, it says, and a lot of us know this, but maybe you don't think of it very often, that there is a law of multiplicity in nature. It's just a law. It's just, you don't have to do anything. It's already there. It already works. And it works whether you know it or not. So you have a right to expect, so does say expect, but let's clarify this here. You have the right to expect that which you wish for others to be returned to you through others. You have no right to expect that you can reap where you have not sown. And I think that's a really big deal. And we talked a lot last week about, developing that tribe before you need your tribe. You got to put in, you got to make the deposits before you expect to make a withdrawal. And a lot of you don't feel like you can go to your friend and ask for help or reach out to this person because you never made a deposit. And so then you just feel like you can't reach out to anybody. This is the time where you make those deposits now, and you do it not only for yourself, but for your friends so that they know that they can withdraw too when the time comes, there's a lot more that goes on here, but if you turn to page 22, I really like where it says, this is the very last little tiny paragraph. When the time comes, just the last sentence before, it says, act as though I am and I will be. This is the law of give and take. When the time comes that nothing goes forth from you other than that which you would be glad to have returned, then you will have reached your heaven.
I apparently love this.
I know mine was ingrained.
I highlighted.
Oh, you-
I actually
you're gonna love
wrote,
it.
love this. So apparently
actually
I
wrote
love
it.
that.
But yeah, when the time comes that nothing goes forth from you other than that which you would be glad to have returned. So let's think about just this morning. Has anything gone forth from you that you want to return? Anyway, and then we will
did good
have
today.
reached
What are you
your
trying to
heaven.
say?
Let's see. It's only 11 something. I did good today, people. I'm not maybe 5 hours at this point. We're good.
But when we have a topic that all that I give returns to me multiplied in joy. Well, that's what you have to give too. You have to. That's what you got to be sending out.
And that's what I wrote down. This spiritual circulation of life, love, encouragement, generosity, laughter, attention. This changes us and expands our capacity to receive.
Yes.
So
Yes.
what you're and for those that know Sark, I love Sark, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the email today was about beauty walks. So she talks about walking and noticing the beauty in everything. And, you know, she said the trees, a feather, whatever, comes out. And then some days she does beauty walks and she doesn't see the beauty. She has to like really make herself look at that. And I think about that, how many times I am not mindful of what's happening. You know, I'm doing too many things at once. I have too many things on my mind, you know, whatever the case may be. So that I'm not seeing the beauty in the moment, the beauty around me. So my drive-by blessings today were on seeing the beauty and being in Phoenix, Arizona, where we are 33 days plus of 110 degrees. Feel free to see it through a window. Front air conditioning.
Yes.
It's okay to see beauty outside through your car or through your front window. Yes. I love that. And especially my drive here on the 51, I have beautiful mountain views the whole way. So
I love that. And I also think when that's being said is maybe check what you decide is beautiful too. You know, check what you are judging or declaring or how you see. You know, because whatever you see, you'll see more of that. So if you're looking around and everything isn't to your liking, sometimes you're just creating that as well. There's beauty in everything. There's a flip side to everything. So, you know, you can look at a coin, but there's going to be a heads or a tails. Which side do you want to look at? Which part do you want to see? And I know that, like, you know, there's lots of weeds that we might get in our garden, but I've been learning a lot about it. A lot of those weeds are actually very important medicinal herbs that we are destroying because we don't know what they are, because someone told us that that was a weed. And I remember being a little kid and thinking, I don't remember which one it is, but you know the weed that grows and has the little orange flowers? And I love the color orange. And Cindy has like that, one of my favorite tones of orange on her today. And there was a flower, and people would pick that. It was a weed. I remember thinking to myself when I was little, like, why is that a bad one? Because I thought it was really pretty, right? Why is that a bad one? I don't understand why that's a bad plant when it's so pretty. It was just strange to me, but that happens a lot
right.
in everything.
And weeds are just plants we didn't plant on purpose.
Yeah, right. So it's taking that inventory of what are we looking at? What are we noticing? There's a saying that says, what do you notice and then what do you wonder? So to go through life saying, what do I notice and what do I wonder? Keeping that curiosity, keeping that your mind open all the time. So maybe in your standard form, you're not noticing beautiful, but what do you wonder then? What do you see? Because everything's got that. You know, there's beauty in everything and everyone, somewhere.
Mm-hmm. And, you know, sometimes we have to look harder.
And that's part of our job, probably. If we want to have the joy multiplied back to us,
Right.
you know, if we
What
want,
do you notice? What was the second part?
what do you notice? What do you wonder? So I think that the first one, what do you notice, is what do my eyes see? So everything I notice, so I'm very detailed personality anyway, so this works well for me. And then what do I wonder? That's like, what do I question? What are my questions about what I just saw? So it might have the same, what do I notice and wonder might have the exact same thing on it. You know, well, I notice a girl over there or whatever, and then the wonder might be, what about that girl over there? You know, it could be all the same thing and it could be completely different things. But it's a way to look at the world to keep yourselves open. I'm gonna give it to Miss True's got inky.
Well, I especially was thinking that this week during the storm, because we had like a big tree, we had a big storm in
We did
Tempe.
too.
Yeah,
we
we
did
did
too.
also.
Oh, we had a huge storm.
No, it was mostly Phoenix and East.
Right. And in our community, there was like people skirting because I live in a mobile home community and just everything blowing in the wind. But one of our trees, one of our main trees, was a branch fell off and it was down. And it had like the police tape around it, so you really noticed it. But I was thinking, does it take away? This is what I was wondering. Does it take away its beauty? No, it's just one branch. You know.
So you noticed
there-
and wondered
right,
on that. That's cool.
right. So that was just. I was just thinking about that since we have a lot of branches down right now in our area.
Yeah,
What else?
The East Valley definitely got hit with that storm, and through the 202, as we were driving, we saw like trees that had been up and moved
Up and moved.
from
Oh,
one
no.
side of the highway to the other.
Oh my gosh.
Up to moved.
Yeah, it was quite the storm in the
Yeah,
East
yeah.
Valley.
It was
really
so
was.
loud and wild.
It shook my house. And
Wow.
I also live in a mobile home, so you know, shaking the house isn't.
When it was lighting up the
But
sky,
it
it was
was,
like a party up there.
Thursday.
Yeah, it was Thursday.
Was it Thursday? Yeah. Yeah. So West Valley, you're welcome. We picked it up.
Actually, I think it was Wednesday.
Was it
I
Wednesday?
think it was
Okay.
Wednesday.
Yeah, it was sometime this week that, yeah, and then the next day we were cleaning up.
Yes, I remember my sister was in town and she does not like thunderstorms, so she gets, you know,
Oh,
she's grown up here her whole life, but as in most of her adult life, she's lived in Washington. And when they have storms, they just have rain. They don't really have this lightning, thunder, this loud stuff that we have here. So she came back a few weeks ago, we had one, and she was like, oh, I forgot how loud it is. It's so scary. And then I went, this last week, I went to her house, we were hanging out. When I got home, the storm was happening. I thought, oh, she's not going to be happy because it was so loud. There was a bang in that one that was like, did someone just crash into my house or what? What was that? It was so loud. But, you know, I see that for me, I love those storms and they're beautiful to me and they don't scare. I love it. But to my sister, she doesn't like them. She would prefer not. I'm like, well, then go back to Washington. We need that rain here.
Yeah, we
need
definitely, we need
We're
the rain.
desperate for it. So, yeah, so everybody's looking through things through their own filter and seeing their own things. So what are you seeing? What are you noticing? What are you wondering? Where's your joy? Where are you putting the joy out from you so that it can come back to you multiplied? Where is that happening? I think that awareness of ourselves is half most of our battle.
Right, but yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
Right.
That's our job. Awareness of ourselves and
Yeah.
how we present. And, you know, I think that a lot of times, especially if you're someone who has been working in self-love, self-help, shadow work, as we've been talking about, all of those type of things, right? We realize that, one, everything starts, begin within. Everything starts within us that changes the world, right? So with that, some things that I found, right, is how can we do this? What gives returns multiplied? Okay, so here are some suggestions.
Ooh, take notes.
Choose one thing you can give freely this week. An encouraging message, praise, undivided 5 minutes of undivided
That's the
attention,
one right there.
right? 5
People are
minutes
so
of undivided
good at that.
attention. That means put your phone
I was gonna
down,
say, you
put your
can't
book
do it.
down,
You're supposed to
yeah,
like this.
you know,
Here's how you do
make
it.
eye contact, like
So easy.
undivided attention.
Yeah.
If you think it's simple, it's not always easy with how the world is always craving our attention for different things. So that's a really big one. Forgiveness, right? Where can we give
Aw,
forgiveness
that's so sweet.
in a place that maybe
Yeah.
we haven't?
I
Laughter.
really like that forgiveness one.
laughter is another big one, right? Like, oh, that will multiply your joy forever. And help without being asked. So, like, that's a big one because for me, I am a type A personality who doesn't ask for help. I've got it. So that's one of those things that it's hard for me to ask for help, right? And so when somebody says, I will do this for you, like, I'll bring you lunch. What do you like? Soup or salad? Whatever. When somebody does that, it's like so off the beaten path for me. And I'm like, oh, thrown back. Like my new maintenance person had been talking about this brisket that he smokes and makes and stuff. And he was telling my assistant about it. And they all live in Mesa and everything, and I don't. And he had been talking to me, he goes, well, I'll bring you some and stuff. And so as he was leaving on Friday, I said, I like brisket. So Monday, I got some brisket. So it was delicious. So there you go. Hi, sir. Are you coming to see us? Yes, that's my voice coming out of that box. So that's a good one too. Like, if you can help without being asked, it's an amazing thing.
I no longer can help you guys.
Yes, no. He said, can you help me, Mama, without being asked? He is definitely a joy multiplier.
Are you a joy multiplier?
Yes, that is his job.
Possible.
He is so good.
And he lets you. He's almost
so
7
big
pounds
now.
now.
Yeah, because he was only 5 pounds last week, and now he's 7. Wow.
Wow.
Have you been eating your protein, sir?
Third.
Yes.
Yes, I have. Yes, you have.
What I want to say about the returning is you have to allow. So this is all that I give returns to me multiplied in joy. And if you don't allow it to return, then that's your fault. That's your problem. That's your problem.
Are you joy shaming?
It is. I'm going to joy shame you. I'm going to joy shame you.
Let's reframe that.
Yes, but I am a victim of that. I was when I was younger a huge victim of not allowing the return to come to me. And I think, I'm just thinking about that. Like, how often has that happened? And yesterday, someone offered to buy me I had a meeting with a new client, and she's like, hey, I'd like to get you a coffee or whatever you want to drink and whatever. And there's that part that still goes, oh, like there's still like this twinge. But I don't do that. But I'll say, okay, great, thank you so much, Debbie. Thank you so much. And so she did, but I still recognize, I still have a little bit of residual from it. But I'm taking away from this person's opportunity to be sweet to me.
Right.
So that she can get someone to be sweet.
I
know, it's insane. It's insane. The thought of that is insane. But if no one ever teaches you, we all have come from, teachings where we don't understand that. But before I stepped into the doors of CLF, I had never understood that.
No.
My big teaching of my mother was unconditional love, put yourself in their shoes, be helpful, like those kinds of things, but never like, honey, you need to allow people to help to do for you,
Right.
so that they can have that opportunity to be the giver, and that nobody, like, who teaches that?
No, right. We're taught to give.
Yes.
We're absolutely taught to give, but we are not taught to receive. That
Right.
is so true.
Well, I know for myself, rejecting that is like an involuntary response.
Yeah.
Because I'm used to say, no, you don't have to do that. No, I don't need that. And I will tell other people, well, you need to allow me to give to you because that's a gift to me. But it's a little bit more difficult to flip it around and say, well, yeah, look in the mirror. And it's, it took years for the involuntary response to reject it. So, hopefully it doesn't take that long to get back to allowing.
Yeah.
You can tell I'm still on some patience.
I so agree. Like, and it feels selfish when
Yes.
I allow,
Mhm.
and just say, well, thank you, right? because you're taught, or the expectation is no, thank you, no, oh, that's so nice, whatever, but to say no. And it's very hard. I agree, whether it's like somebody says, can I get you a cup of coffee, or I'll pay for lunch, or whatever the case may be. It is so hard to say, well, I thank you. I know, but right.
And then
but
when we say it, we're forcing
oh yeah,
ourselves.
yeah. And then it's like, do people see me as selfish because I did that? That's been my recent experience, because my mom's in town, and we went out so we've gone out twice now with my mom and a group. So the first time I was like, my mom and sister were fighting. I didn't jump into the fight either time to pay the bill, right? Like I was like, okay. And so the first time I felt like, well, was I supposed to, right? And then I was feeling selfish for not doing that. And then yesterday it was my niece and my sister's wife that were doing the whole thing. And again, I didn't jump into it. I'm like, okay, to allow this to happen.
Yes.
But then I felt selfish for not jumping into the fight and saying, no, let me get it.
Right.
Come on. Right. How do we learn to receive so other people joy can be multiplied as well? Like I said, we all learned, especially as women, we all learned how to be a giver.
Overgiver.
Overgiver.
Right.
To jump in.
That's how we get our self-worth. We feel,
Yes.
and then we feel like we're in good with you now because we've done these
Right.
things. You know what I mean?
So then how do we learn
Safety,
to
favorite-
receive?
Yeah. We
How do we
learn to
turn that
give
on?
and not take.
Right. Yeah. Or even the practice in Christianity. I mean, this is everywhere, but I mean, I know like I've heard this a lot in that, to like give anonymously. So you can't, so nothing can take away, so that the ego can't take away the gifts you're going to receive because you had that, you gave, right?
Yes.
So you can't even say anything. You just give, and then you're quiet about it, so no one knows, no person knows, so that you can receive your reward in heaven, kind of stuff,
Right.
So, and it's like, okay, so there's just so much shame around it, so much
There
hiding and
is.
shame around it.
Yeah, there is.
Yeah.
Truly.
So
There's shame in giving and receiving on that,
right.
because then it's like, I listen to a lot of affirmative music, and some of the affirmations, like one of the songs is "I was born a millionaire," right? I love this song, but like the first time I heard it, I was like, ooh. Like I had that, and unconsciously, I'm like, oh, but I'm not. There's that whole thing around receiving my good that still plays in it, for me. And I'm not really a very materialistic person. However, I do want to do things that cost an energy exchange of money. I love to travel. I love to experience good food, so there are these things that require an energy exchange of money that I'm all like, well, does that make me selfish? Am I this? Am I that? And so that was the other reason that I was really like, okay, pay attention. Pay attention to my giving. Pay attention, like even if it's anonymous or whatever, but pay attention what I'm giving out as encouragement, as praise, as help, as forgiveness, as love, as money, as whatever, and see how that comes back. And then that was one of the questions, like, where have I given? And then it's been returned to me, like almost like that. Right, from someone else in a different situation. But you knew immediately that the reason this was happening was because you were in the flow. You were in the law of circulation.
Yeah. I agree. And maybe take this week and notice those places where you've been so easy to give or to help, or those moments arise where you have that opportunity. And then on the other side, notice where you've been receiving. And like this morning, my husband and I went to go to the gym, and I usually make coffee at home, and had one K-cup left. I'm like, shoot. So we stopped at QT to get coffee, and they have a really,
They have an amazing coffee.
I mean, come on. Their coffee bar is the best, and both of us get our coffee, and it's like $4.28 or something like that, right? So, but they have whipped cream in there. They have all the my kind of creamers that I like, and I really drink a little coffee with my cream, so I need that, right? And it's got all the stuff. So we get there, and to get coffee, I get the coffee going. I go over to the little bin where all the stuff is to make up your coffee. They don't have my creamer, and I'm sorry, I'm not doing it with some other creamer because I do a lot of cream. So if I'm gonna eat that, drink that stuff, then it's gonna be something that tastes good to me. And so I was like, I can't have my coffee because they don't have my creamer. So when I asked, the guy's like, oh no, we don't have anything back. I'm like, it's okay, So Peter's got his, and he goes, now she's gonna make me go up to Thomas. He goes, oh, I'm so sorry about that. He goes, just the coffee's on me this morning. Sorry you don't have it. We don't have what you need. And I was like, well, that's really nice. And we get out the door, and another guy comes running. You know what? Wait, come here. And we're like, what? And he goes, we've got it on the shelf. I'm just gonna pull one off the shelf so you can have it. I'm like, oh, thank you so much. So he pulls it off the shelf, puts it in, and goes, and the coffee's still on me.
Oh, how lovely.
So I'm like,
What? Her French vanilla.
Oh, okay.
yeah, I like a certain thing.
Out. Usually it's not.
I know. It's the best. So I said, honey, we didn't notice this right now. Notice the free coffee. And he goes, I know. He's like, it's so weird. I'm like, but it's important to notice those times where the abundance that's coming for you, it's coming to you. So it always says to me that I'm putting out appropriately too. If it's flowing toward me, I must be doing something right. Am I thinking, what I'm working on,
Right.
The flow is occurring, it's happening. So I don't want to block it when somebody offers to buy me a drink at Starbucks. I don't want to stop. I want to just keep going, hey, and try to allow because we want to be in the flow of everything.
Absolutely.
All of it. That's showing up as money and as coffee, which is almost life. But we want to be there's so many parts of life that we stop. So we're talking about money, and it shows up very easily as money for us to be aware of.
Sure.
But it shows up everywhere in your life. So look anywhere where maybe you're not happy. Oh, what happened?
I spilled the coffee.
Oh, I just want to make sure she's okay. Anywhere that maybe you feel like something isn't how you want it. You're not happy with a spot. You're not having joy. You're not having this. I don't see my joy multiplied at work.
Right.
I don't see my joy multiplied in my relationship. Whatever. Look at that. Where are you stopping it then? You're either stopping it from coming to you, or you're not putting out the joy in that area in order to even receive it.
Right. So that's the thing.
Which
is
one?
What's happening? Right.
Which one?
And it's easy to pay attention to, right? We can just pay attention to, oh, wait a minute. Am I shut down here? Why? And you might have to do some work, right? I mean,
It's probably a sign that there's something that needs to go on
there's
here.
there's something we need to pay attention to inside ourselves about. Absolutely.
If you're in a relationship, for example, and you're not having joy in this relationship, there's so many couples out there that are unhappy. What are you doing? Because it only takes one of you. We don't need to talk to both of you. It just takes one of you to change how you show up. And the relationship has to change. It has to change.
Right.
So if
Right.
you say, honestly, I've been a jerk.
Right.
Honestly,
Exactly.
I'm responding this
Yeah.
way.
I've been doing
whatever.
this, and then
Yeah.
that changes
Mhm.
the expectation that you have for the other person, whether it's your love relationship, a friendship, your
boss, it could be
coworkers, whatever, anything, your children. It can be anything. When you go, oh, I'm having a lack of, and you know what? And I'm just gonna say, to go outside a relationship, if the minute you're having a lack of anything, we want to turn within and say, what is it that's lacking and wanting? Where
the
is
mirror.
it that I need? What's the mirror?
We're the creator. This is the mirror.
This is the mirror.
I'm the creator.
Absolutely.
This is the mirror. And I'll never forget, years ago, I dated a gentleman who was very busy. He was very successful, and he didn't go out to nightclubs. He didn't go out to the normal things that I was doing with other people. Do you ever go to a club? He's like, no. He spent all his time going to charity events, things that he could do to help or whatever. And then if he wasn't doing that, he was home early because he got up to go to the gym early. So there was never any time for him and me, even though we were dating. I was like, okay, so whenever we ever see each other, what's going on? And I said to my oldest son, Jordan, I was talking about how I really like this guy, but he's so busy, and I never get to see him. And I'm willing to move this and trying to find a time that works, but he just says this and this. He goes, Mom, you're busy. I said, what? He goes, you're busy. You're busy. You just are willing to move all your stuff to the side to accommodate this person. You're not honoring your things, your commitment, things that are important to you. You're busy. He's busy, but you're the one who's busy too. And I'm like, oh my gosh, that's right, I am busy. I have a lot that I'm doing. And I'm willing to drop it all to be accommodating to this person. And I'm mad at this person because he's busy, but he's honoring the decisions in the way that he wants to run his life, which weren't fitting with what I wanted at the time. So it was interesting to me because I hadn't realized that I'm busy. Oh, wait a minute, but might be me. Might be some of my things, you know? And I might not be honoring my things, which is why I'm finding time to hang out with this person. And I'm not being really honest with what I actually have commitments to or whatever, like he was doing. So I wasn't seeing that, you know?
Right, you weren't seeing the mirror.
No, at all. And so I love how you say, like, whenever there's like, instead of calling my son and being like, you know, I'm having this problem, just go within. Where is it? It's in here. Where is it? It's not this guy who's busy. It's not that. It's me. Where is it? And that once he told me that, I was haunted by that for quite a while because I hadn't thought of myself that way.
Right.
You know. So, yeah, definitely the going within is the in bar ministry.
Yeah,
for
there's a reason for that. Yeah, that begin within part.
Yeah, it's like kind of a thing. It's kind of a little thing.
Just a thing.
You want all that I give returns to me multiplied in joy, you've got to go within. You got to find out where you can be putting out joy.
Yes.
So that you can come
So
back
then
and
it's
multiply.
just keeping,
That's all I'm saying.
keep going, oscillating.
I could do a mic drop right
There you go.
now. So I don't know. Any comments, commentary, thoughts, sharing? Everybody feels good? How you feel? I feel good. It's really hard to focus because I just want to read your
Right.
address.
There's a lot happening here.
I know. I'm like,
There's tiny little.
there's a
teeny
cell
babies,
phone, There's
Yeah. There's the
that's
possum.
funny right here.
Yeah. The TYs, tiny babies things. There's the possum with wings
And a crown.
and a crown.
Just
She's
so-
a very
just so you
goddess
know.
possum.
Yeah, there's so
Yes.
many things.
So GD.
It really is. This is my new.
We made it probably for her.
This is my new favorite place that I get my dresses at, called Purple Hecate, and I love their stuff. So yeah,
Very fun.
Purple what? Hecate. She's a goddess, you know. So yeah, she's the 3-season goddess. There's dice. What else is on here? Yeah, the cell phone. That's the old cell phone. The
I
flip
know.
phone.
Flip phone.
That's a flip phone cell phone.
There's
Yeah.
a unicorn, I think, on there too.
Yeah.
I would call it possibility.
There you go, possibility.
Possibility.
There you go. I just, yeah.
Love it.
Lots of fun, lots of colors.
Well, do you feel like praying us out in that
I
special dress?
do. I can do that.
Awesome. Let's do it.
So in this spirit of giving and receiving, the spirit of joy, prosperity, this oneness that is the divine consciousness, that is each and every person within the sound of my voice and beyond. I speak my word as law, knowing that this time together has been blessed, knowing that each person received exactly what they needed to receive to multiply their joy in this time period, so that as they go forth, they bring that joy to others and help others multiply their joy. And those people do the same, so that this is a fractal type of experience going forth throughout this city, this state, this country, this world, this universe, knowing that joy is multiplying in each and every cell, in each and every human, in each and every heart. And knowing this, I give thanks. I give thanks and blessings to everyone, to each and every teacher and leader of all faiths everywhere, knowing that their joy is multiplied. And I say thank you. Thank you for this time, universe. Thank you for this joy. Thank you for this effervescent bubbles of love and life that we are. And I say thank you for this, and I let it go, and I call it good, and together we say, and so it is. Whew. Yes.
Good. Well, listen, if you appreciate what we've talked about today, if you feel led and supported and loved, because we do love everyone out there, love everyone in this room, we are so appreciate our tribe of partners and those people that like to join us on the live stream. Listen, we would love for you to support us through liking, subscribing, sharing, getting the word out there, helping to let people know that we're here broadcasting every Sunday. And we repeat that on the New Thought Media Network on Mondays at 7 p.m. The same service gets put back out on Monday nights. But we would love it if you would let people know we're here. So if you're on YouTube watching us, there's a subscribe button, there's a share button, there's a thumbs up button, all those things. We would love the help there. The algorithm likes to know that you like something. And the same thing happens in our group on Facebook. So for Sundays, same thing there. Share it, like it, put little gifts in the comments. Let's get that activity going, because it really helps the algorithm to help us. So that's a huge way that you can support us. And if you have the ability to show up here yourself, you can support the whole community by your presence and being here with us and bringing your friends with you. We want to grow in person as well as online. So
Yes.
That is so helpful. The energy exchange is palatable in this room, and we love that when you're here and you can be here. And then if you're able to share of your treasure, we would love the support to keep the broadcasting, because all of these things take support financially, and our partners help us with that. And we do give things back to our partners on top of being here every Sunday. We have things like our journals that we produce every year that has all of the talks for every Sunday, so that they have their own journal book to go with it. We have our fun mugs, and of course we have to do our mug shot every Sunday. But coffee just tastes better in this mug. I don't know.
Water tastes better in it.
Yeah, something's
everything's
up
better.
with this mug.
And all the classes we get free.
There you go.
Classes, and there's going to be a couple new ones coming up soon when it's not so hot. It's just too hot to do anything else right now.
It's hard for us to think when it's hot.
I know. Oh my gosh. But yes, we just would love that support as well. And you can do that by going to our website at www.beginwithinministries.com. At the bottom of that page, there's a donation section where you can do that. A single time tithe is wonderful if you would like to do that. And if you'd like to become an actual partner, we ask that our partners share with us $45 a month or more, and for a single person, or $75 a month or more for a partner or a family. And that is just such great support to us, and we really appreciate that. Did I miss anything else?
No, I think you got it all. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, we love that you were here. Thank you, True Davis and Inky, and all of our. There you go. Say bye-bye, Inky.
Say bye-bye,
Say,
Inky.
say have a good rest of your Sunday.
Thanks for joining us on Puppy Church.
Thank you. On Puppy Church.
Thanks for watching. Tune in again next week at 11:11 a.m. Pacific Time, or Monday evening at 7 p.m. Mountain Time. In partnership with New Thought Media Network.